Only a mad person does the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. Nafdac actually needs regulations, regulating Nafdac. It is no longer news that the National Agency for Food Administration and Control, Nafdac, under the guise of sanitizing the pharmaceutical market of fake and adulterated medicine, has shut down the entire pharmaceutical market in Idumota, Lagos, Onitsha in Anambra, and Aba in Abia State, all in Nigeria, and labeled the entire sector as a criminal enterprise, despite declaring that most of the shops also are fake drug free. But what is, however, not in the news is that now, Nafdac, after carrying out all of the screening and whatever they wanted to do, is now demanding 2 million naira as administrative charges for improper storage from each of the traders before reopening their stores. Oh boy, see levels. You know, you use big name, take collect bribe. So if you claim that they were all selling fake drugs, and after investigation you find out that contrary to your claim, most are genuine traders, why not open their shop? Even if it's just a few that are genuine, why not open their shops? Must you charge them 2 million naira to reopen the shop? So if they are improper storage with payment of 2 million naira remedy the defects, are we not going to suffer the consequences then? I beg you, give silly me story. All these things are money making. Does shutting down the thousands of businesses without prosecuting key offenders address the root cause of the problems? I bet if they just give you 2 million naira, all is well. Really, is Nafdac a regulator or a money-making organization? Anyway, this reminds me of Nigerian police. Once your case enter police station, whether you be complainant or suspect, you must pay something. That's what our regulators have done to. Nafdac has been shutting down market, all in the guise of fighting the menace of fake drug. Yet, the problem persists. So that means there is a problem. So this is how they have been fighting it, Abi. Anytime they need money, they go to market. Show us video of fake drugs in Aba, or fake drinks in Aba market so that we'll say that they work. Collect millions as fine and open the shop until they're broke again. Ah, but boy, this strategy now, wow, Nigeria, waiting they do us. And that, no wonder they have not been able to even make headway. So it's all about the money. Nafdac claimed that over 11,000 shops have been shut down for dealing in fake drugs. Yet, you have cleared many, and now you are requesting 2 million naira from them for a proper storage. The cost of doing business in Nigeria is so devastating. That's why some of us cannot be businessmen. Did they bother about the devastating impact on thousands of law-abiding business owners whose families have to depend on these businesses for a livelihood instead of using this blanket approach? Did they bother about the prevailing narrative that would suggest that all pharmaceutical traders are fraudsters, charlatans, and merchants of debt? Because now once you say Dumota, everybody thinks that they are all merchants of debt. Did you bother to create a distinction between legitimate traders and offenders and the resultant widespread economic casualties created by the scarcity of pharmaceutical drugs in the market, or the price increase? Did they bother about all of this? Has Nafdac ever thought of the need of creating a blueprint or providing necessary infrastructure for an efficient, transparent distribution network and well-regulated pharmaceutical supply chain? Have they ever? You have Nafdac at all the various port entry, yet they claim that we have such high number of importation of fake drug in our market. How these drugs till they enter? We have not heard that they penalize Nafdac officials at the port. If Nafdac is truly interested in sanitizing the distribution system, what has happened to the federal government? Federal government gazetted coordinated wholesale centers. A project of 85 billion naira conceived to create a structured and conducive environment for pharmaceutical distribution if well and effectively implemented. Can Nafdac truly effectively regulate or eliminate infiltration of counterfeit and substandard drug in Nigerian market without the establishment of a coordinated wholesale centers like the one established in Kano? That's why they didn't shut down Kano, because now you have a center that all the drugs would pass through that place, and then you have Nafdac and you have all of the officials there. So it is easy to regulate from there. So why are the state governments not collaborating with the distributors and the wholesalers to create the same thing in all of these other states? I don't want to even talk about the high and tedious challenges of registering products with Nafdac that can cost you as much as 25 million naira per product per person, and the certificate will last for like 5 years. Not to mention the bribe that is associated with it, because that one is a different kettle of fish. It's a topic for another day, because we can't finish it here. So I will therefore advocate why the fight against fake drug remains a crucial public health priority. Government must understand that a thriving pharmaceutical industry depends on consumer trust, and the presence of counterfeit drugs threatens not only the consumer but also the legitimate trader. Consequently, if the government is truly serious about regulating or eliminating the infiltration of counterfeit and substandard drugs in the Nigerian market, then there must be a structural plan and blueprint or roadmap that involve all stakeholders, traders and stakeholders, and them Nafdac alike, such as encouraging consistent stakeholders dialogue instead of this high-handed enforcement, which always disregard distinction between legitimate traders and offenders and create a disruption of supply chain and skyrocketing prices for essential medicine. And we are the consumers that will eventually suffer it. When you use sweeping policy to label the entire industry as a big crime scene by penalizing those operating within this same flawed system, instead of targeting the criminal element, you discourage compliance with your own regulation, and the entire fragile healthcare system is further exacerbated, making genuine medication less accessible and more expensive. The end user that will suffer. State and federal government should provide well-regulated pharmaceutical supply chain infrastructure for an efficient and transparent distribution network like a single centralized drug distribution center like what they have in Kano. Is it not obvious that lack of a structured government-backed wholesale framework has continually perpetrated an uncontrolled market where fake and substandard pharmaceutical thrive, and government failure to implement their own gazetted coordinated wholesale center policies remain the primary reason behind the continued sale and distribution of counterfeit drugs in Nigeria? Are we not seeing these things? It is not rocket science. It's just commonsensical. So rather than unfairly punishing legitimate distributors who themselves are victims of this government inefficiency, the authorities should focus on rectifying their own lapses by revisiting and fully implementing their own policy. If Nafdac is truly committed to eliminating counterfeit drugs, a revised approach is very necessary, as this consistent targeting and the prosecution of everybody will not create a problem. Instead, prosecute offenders rather than penalizing an entire sector. This won't yield results. Without such adjustment, the ongoing crackdown will not only be counterproductive, but will also cripple the very businesses that have long ensured access to genuine medication in Nigeria. So if they like, may they hear. If they like, may they not listen. May they turn deaf ear. My own be say, I don't talk, man. I don't give advice. You also can give your own advice and add your voice by following us on all our social media platforms shown on your screen. Like and share the button and share your comment also. Because while the fight against fake drug is crucial, a generic raid and sweeping sealing of shops without evidence of non-compliance will definitely be ineffective, unfair, and would also turn away genuine ventures into a money-making platform. Because the moment you do all of this, you have people who have the capacity to go into this fake production, but who are doing it genuinely. If you are punishing everybody at the same time, and then you come around to collect 2 million naira fine, that means you are encouraging people, just don't do the right thing. Do the bad thing. After all, you spend money, and then everybody will go and sin no more. See you next week.